We'll
just
win the
running
rune.
down the Beastmaster. They will manage to get that shield rune. Quinn, though, will be unpunished for his aggression, as you said, Malrine. No coil yet due to losing the lane.
Man, another kill on this beast. He was the guy who was looking at this draft to be really good for Falcons. He's had the worst lane phase of anybody. Tough position to be put in, especially when it's TA getting the benefit of these kills. That is not the carry you want to be giving a fast start to in this meta.
Especially since TA, this hero is so oppressive because if he gets that faster at level 6, the traps in lane are just so annoying. You know, you're behind, you can't fight him. Every single time you come out to lane, you're being revealed by a trap. He uses those traps to kill you again.
I feel like you've been personally scarred by this hero.
Kind of have, yeah. I really hate TA traps conceptually.
Ooh, he's almost in range for that step. Taking the fight to the puck. It's going to force Malrine not to base. He's going to stick around once that next wave.
Speaking of that, this is a really good shard game for Templar Assassin. Puck, Pugna.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Dark Willow.
Gaming getting away with a very strong early game here. It's not necessarily about winning lanes aggressively. This is a early game of efficiency.
And it's with the silencer. The stacking silences. Oh.
Okay, well, thank you for your excitement, Austin.
Big damage. Crit Shadow Realm TP out. He's not going to feel good about it, though. His offlane tower continues to be under assault.
It's how you punish this Beastmaster, particularly the Helm Beast. Doesn't have axes to go back and farm stacks. So you just get punished in the lane straight up. Got to take it on the chin. Look elsewhere.
8-minute power rune.
Ooh, 50-50. No luck for Malrine. Now he's in trouble.
Silenced up, face shift, trying to dodge some of the damage, but it will come nonetheless.
Man, rough start in these lanes for Falcons. Game and showing up in game 2.
And an arcane rune for Quinn. Sheesh. Yeah, that was a fast. I mean, I know we've talked about this a number of times, but the offlane tower being the first to die is usually a really bad sign.
Not what Falcons wanted out of this Beastmaster lineup. How do you recover it is the question, because the Beast and Puck are your two playmakers, and they're the ones that are kind of shut down. In that game 1, you had a Skeeter Sven who could join early fights and make up the difference if you were behind. This game, you have a Medusa. Not a hero that can do that. Yeah. Offers very little damage in the early game. And it's going to be fast auras on this Underlord. Like, you get Crimson Pipe Up Greaves on this Underlord, your damage problems become even more severe. So you got to get something going with this Coil Roar. Get it going soon. Quinn, Arcane Rune, looking around mid. Good levels on Malady can back this sort of aggression up early if you get an opening onto this puck. In fact, you won that one-on-one so convincingly, put you in a really good position here.
Everyone's trying to do this ward on your tower, and it's become such a trend that it is being countered every single time. Number of times we've seen that. Amar gets his level 6, puts it to use, trying to kill Tofu here, and will be able to do so, but it looks like his life is going to be traded out. In fact, Watson, he might be able to get multiple kills out of this situation. Yes, sir, double kill for him. Watson is just such a happy clam, man. He's killed the off-lane tower. He's gotten multiple kills out of lane. He's going to go invade into the triangle. He's going to start taking enemy ancients at 10 minutes in.
It's out of control for Falcons. That was a Roar Helm reveal play onto a support. I think you have to get it on the TA there. So at least worst case scenario, you get him off the map in some sort of bad trade. You get a bad trade with the TA living. That's kind of worst case scenario. Yeah. And now, like you said, he's stealing stacks. He's getting traps around your triangle. A lot of aggressive position and vision for gaming to play around, particularly if you get this mid tower off the catapult. Quinn can tank some of these tower shots. Yeah, that was so much pressure so early.
That was a double or triple stack of ancients he just farmed.
Yeah, why not come mid after it?
And Watson daring you to push forward to defend this tower. He's got traps behind it. One that the Pugna is currently sitting on.
Oh, what a well-played early game from Game. Didn't get this in that game one with the lineup that arguably needed it more than this one, but they get it in game two, and they're gonna be cooking here because Void Spirit loves these kind of games where you get out ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna have a damage problem if you're Falcons, because I assume Ace is gonna go for a fast pipe. He shows up to fights. He's stopping most of the Medusa's damage just by his presence. He's lowering a lot of the Beastmaster's damage, and then he throws out a pipe, negates the puck.
If I'm Hin, I'm thinking my item progression is pipe first.
Yeah.
Ruin the early magic damage that might let Falcons win a fight, and Crimson later.
Got it for Roar, but the gate's coming through. And avoid Remnant to be able to pull back a Mars. So, easy doubles. Crit did manage to get the kill onto Malady. Malady kind of walking through that bedlam.
So
But very
much
efficient move. He joined in for this fight. Full 5 from Gaming Gladiators. Very similar to what Falcons was doing in game 1, bringing all 5 heroes.
The fact you have Underlord in this game with Gate onto this beast lane that lost is just insult to injury. Like,
Yeah.
You just can't walk up in this lane against traps plus the Gate anymore. I'm not really sure what ATF's supposed to do at this point. Where you could have to just keep going bottom, but going bottom is a death sentence.
I think my favorite part about Underlord gameplay right now is because you join these kills, if you win these fights, get kills, you get all this added bonus damage, and then you've got the extra cleave that's going on. Super efficient, like 30 seconds after you join a team fight. We're just able to clear out creep camps really quickly.
Oh, look at the bonus damage.
Yeah.
269. Dang, that's so much bonus damage, 12 minutes in the game.
Yeah. And the funny part is you can maybe rotate some heroes to help out this Underlord because he's so strong and pressure this side of the map too. And Quinn with his Invis rune spot snaking. Now Skeeter still has a chance to live. It's going to probably require Stone Gaze being used. Oh no, the neutral creeps are going to stall him up, and Quinn just beautiful body blocking. Stays in front of him. Coil on two from Maureen. They quickly go for the kill on Malady and will be able to get that much.
Something there. They're still looking for more though.
And they'll easily get it. Crit. They get the lockdown on Quinn. Does Quinn actually die? Ooh, jump away. He's fine. And he is rapidly closing in on his Aghanim Scepter. He gets to that. Oh, what kind of game does Puck have?
Oh, nothing. This is way too good of a timing here. Not to mention the other two cores are right up there with him. You're not going to have damage in this game.
Supports won't be able to play Dota either, right? The silence is deadly for both of them.
Got to get items up on this Dusa and try and take the pivotal fights when Skeeter can join you and give you that extra damage. Oof. In terms of coiling this Void Spear, bringing him down. The coil Stone Gaze is strong in this game. Like, your ults are going to be good in this game forever, right? Primal Roar, Stone Gaze, coil are going to be good no matter what here.
Sure.
There's nothing really to itemize here for gaming outside of the Underlord ores and just survive through it. So if you can connect all these together on prime core targets, you can bring them down.
Underlord, maybe dying this bottom lane. Lasso gets the grab onto the Beastmaster, pulling him away from the Underlord. Does the Underlord survive as a result? No, the final round of axes goes out from Amar, claiming the kill. Off laner for off laner.
I'm surprised they got that Underlord at all. That took a lot of damage. 2,200 out from this beast. Just right-click them down forever.
Sick play by Ace to use that teleport the way he did, calling in reinforcements from Quinn.
Probably could happen even faster. Maybe he lives. Of course, he didn't have the completed pipe for that play either. That's going to change a lot, but a nice find from Falcons. There's the two big items for the carries coming out at the same point. One of those is going to accelerate this game a lot faster than the other, and that'll be Watson's Desolator.
Yeah, I wonder how fast Game Gladiators is going to rotate.
You have the map control, you have the vision, and you feel like it's natural because you are getting a lot off the map. You're putting a lot of pressure on Falcons. You've been killing them most of this early game. Doing Roche can slow that down.
Sure.
We'll see when they feel comfortable doing it, but it's absolutely on the menu. They put a decent amount of emphasis in putting Ace in this bottom lane to defend this tier 1 against the Beastmaster, which I like. You're limiting Amar's ability to control this area aggressively his farm rate somewhere else or gave people to him. So it's an obnoxious hero to push into. Everything's kind of lining up for them right now. And it's putting some pressure on Falcons to make a big team move to try and free up space around these tier ones. 18.5. That is ridiculous.
It is. He gets Crimson Guard. He's untouchable from both the magic damage and the Beastmaster's damage. And Medusa's not going to be able to... That's the thing about this matchup. Underlord versus Medusa, it was always bad, right? It always was bad. But now that Crimson Guard scales up, it's never good. It's always terrible. This hero was reducing so much of your damage that the
it's Divine Rapier. Like,
yeah,
let's
maybe.
be real. That's the only item that really punches through all this. I think Scotty Daedalus can also let you like win a long fight against the hero because you just slowly chase him down with some crits, but
How many intelligence stacks are we up to now? Only 8. That's a little surprising.
it's only been 13 kills.
That's true.
Under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
All right, another move for the tower bottom. Can they get it this time?
How much must they feed the beast before he is satiated?
I just don't understand why Falcons haven't just made a 4 or 5 man move for this. Like, it gets denied anyway. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, this is
Okay, so he cleaned up like 3 or 4 Helmet Dom creeps for those pushes.
you're gonna lose the puck here to Global on top of the Boyle. Maybe not. Essence Ring
Wow.
saving lives.
It really did.
I think they stacked some of that silence though. Could have been played a little bit better. Nonetheless, a nice survive for Maureen. Essence. See if they can behind the beast with the supports. Look for a roar. Do a pickoff. Get a ward out. Get something going.
Leads to his death. Crit. He's going to die. No Shadow Realm TP out for him. Pressure on both sidelines.
2 split for me. Falcons are trying to out-efficiency this game and farm their way back into it, but you can't do it against this lineup with global ability from the Underlord, traps from the TA, a Void Spirit who's providing threat on his own with Global to back it up, and a Bat Rider who gives you catch. Like, this is a lineup well equipped to deal with the rat action.
Yeah, you got to punish one side or the other here, right? As you said, whether it's just like 5-manning the Underlord and saying, okay, want to try and teleport in one.
Hanging out this Watson TA, but again, if you don't smoke for these plays, it's super low. Like, you are going awkward death for he pinged him out. It felt like he knew were there, and he still just walked into it anyway.
Deaths for these supports. Fortunately, Crit does have enough farm that he's got a you'll it's still
Trying to get the waves out. They do have a nullifier on Amar.
I mean, it just feels like game one,
Something.
though.
Going to Ags, Maelstrom, trying to up the damage with the proc.
So I guess the Maelstrom strat is a bit more viable.
There's a lot of damage if you can just go in the fight, sit there well ahead, and they can beat you to the punch, and they can start to ramp the tempo.
Quinn's help him out. Oh, he's got Quinn and Watson. Even a solo silencer is dodge the grasp by not moving.
Doesn't have auras available.
Maybe they kill him here. Got a root onto the Void Spirit as well, doing decent damage
He's
to the
going down.
Underlord. He is definitely going to fall here. The Crimson Guard going off far too late for him.
Nice call from Skeeter. Just recognizes all these auras were on cooldown. Trying to help that Bat Rider on that dive play. Leaves him pretty vulnerable. That's a 1,200 gold kill. Deuce top of the chart. Gotta respect this build-up. Like, this build does a lot of damage if you don't get all in. Maybe you're a little less going a butterfly or something that gives you a little higher mana capacity, but also the mana capacity is not bad off the Ag's Manta stats in general, and then you just start flinging out these Maelstrom procs.
Do you think you go back for more damage in the Daedalus from here? Do you go the Scotty to take advantage of the Aghanims you already have?
I'm thinking Mjolnir into Daedalus Scotty or something.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know how tempting the Scotty is early here, because I think you do want just more raw damage. You need it here. You're going to have to bank on the team keeping you alive. You have Pugna, you have a Terrorize, you have a Roar. There are some decent utility spells here to keep you in fighting shape. Somebody has to bring these heroes down. And that
Butterfly would give you more attack speed to take advantage of the Maelstrom procs. Oh, got off the Shadow Realm before the sounds came through. Grid's doing a good job of keeping himself alive. Now, he should eventually die. Quinn, he's going to focus him down. Now, Skeeter is stuck in the middle of this, and he's running low on mana. They need help. They do manage to get a Decrepify out. Now, a Roar onto the Void Spirit.
Just getting sucked into a fight against that Aegis where Gaiman able to set up for them. Everybody can join in on this. That's going to be into a fast win here.
Yeah, frankly, I think they could have gone throne here, but they'll keep it safe. Go for 2 lanes barracks.
This felt like a classic Gaming Gladiators game right here.
It did.
Ace Underlord had that massive win rate for a long time. Play with a carry that can join all these early fights and accelerate the objectives. You might not like it, Austin, but this is what peak Aura gaming looks like.
It's true. I'm wrong about that. BKB for Tofu. The physical damage threat of Medusa is actually optimized into more magic damage.
Full Mjolnir done is eyeing that Scotty. Will you ever get to that Scotty? Probably not.
Probably not.
You got to make do with what you have here. One lasso could end this game right here, right now. If you want to take the Dusa.
Tofu's thinking about it. Does not pull the trigger on it in the end.
Could have had everybody there with this Underlord joining.
Yeah.
But wants to find a different target. He wants the Beastmaster. Won't get him in the base. And now Falcons, they're eyeing up the Underlord. This is a great target to start on. If you can just chain stun him up. No gate goes out.
He gets off
the gate.
And he gets off the Crimson, gets off the pipe. That's going to be nullified. But now the turnaround.
You can't
They're
escape.
stuck in all of these bits. Where are you going to go, Skeeter? He can't go anywhere. All he can do is stand and fight best he can with the Maelstrom proc. See if he can get enough of them to win it. He does manage to get a Roar out, Nullifier onto the Void Spirit. Can they finish him with the Gorgon's Grasp? He mantas and he gets away. Dissimulates on out of there. Watson blinks out with his refraction still up, but it's a fight that Falcons technically win. They go 1 for 1.
Not too bad. Really good position for Skeeter in that fight. The team had nice formation behind him. You have to fight through this Dusa. She's getting split shot on everybody there. Gaiman still had Aegis on Watson. It expires now. So maybe you could have thrown the Aegis away to try and commit further. But starting on this Underlord is generally a good idea because you're going to burn the auras out early.
Sure. Especially when he uses it solo and then he just gets nullified.
Exactly. If he uses them both solo as a nullifier out, then it's effectively gone for the fight. And you do trap Skeeter here, but it's kind of where he wants to be.
Sure, right in the middle of all 5 heroes.
You're not getting bursted down by this TA. The lasso goes out on a different target. Not enough damage to just run into this Medusa here. Watson feeling the pain of that split shot. Would have been interesting to see what these fights look like if Falcons had not just gotten demolished in the first 50 minutes here.
For sure.
Because this lineup is strong together. I don't think it got to show its true value, but when they group up as 5 with Beast Aura, some AoE from the Willow going through, you're on a Pugna ward, some little sustained Medusa on the front, it works quite well together.
That is a fight, though, where Gaming Gladiators were almost willingly taking the fight into the Medusa. What happens if they go around the Medusa? If these pits are used to be able to catch the backline heroes, to catch the puck, right? He's stuck in a pit, then he gets silenced.
They can always play this game and just turn it into Bat Rider Dota, where
you
just go for a lasso, kill the dude, reset. Do have that refresher already up for Malady, by the way, so you have double global silence to play with.
That's spooky.
There's a lot you can do to be disciplined here and just turn this game into a war of attrition against Falcons. However, if Falcons get to group up and just start on isolated targets, they can negate a lot of the net worth advantage.
And they get a pick off in this next 60 seconds. There's a chance they can always get Roshan.
That would be a game-changing sequence for them. See what they can find with this angle. Not a lot of both teams kind of going in blind. Depends who has the high ground. Quinn baited by the rune, doesn't get it. Amp
damage on Skeeter.
That's massive. You can use it.
Are they going to be able to force something? They're going to try in the mid lane.
That's very forced.
Already pre-gated. And yeah, they're not taking this one. Skeeter will use his amp damage to take the mid tier 1, which is still up.
I honestly bet if Roche was up, they would have just done it.
Yeah.
And tried to turn this game on that with the amp damage timing.
Still 30 seconds until Roshan could spawn. A smoke up from Falcons. I mean, no gate on the Underlord. If you push back into the rest of these Gaming Gladiator heroes.
That's very true. You have a nice numbers advantage. Unfortunately, you left the Dusa.
Global Sound's going to use. TPing back, the Dusa keeping some of these heroes away, but Watson's already even the odds. He's already gotten 2 of these kills, and a third one perhaps on its way. Amar, he lives through that lasso, has a chance to get off Aurora. Who does he want to use it on? Another Global Sound's going to be put to use here. Watson putting damage onto the Medusa, already half HP with the puck silenced up. Does manage to get away. The Roar's going to be used on the Templar Assassin. BKB allows him to just keep going after Skeeter, and Skeeter's still going to fall. Watson, he just brute forces it. He's got all the net worth in the world, and he uses it to bring down the carry of Falcons without much effort.
Not enough DPS to win this numbers advantage fight, especially with the supports just getting instantly bursted down. I mean, that's going to seal this deal. Game 2 will go Gaiman's way as they even out the series. Very convincing. I feel like we've seen this a lot in this group stage. A lot of these teams, they've split 1-1, and it's been very convincing games both ways. A lot of parity right now in the scene. And this tournament might come down to who figures out a way to break the meta first in terms of.
And a 3-man coil will not change the odds here for Falcons. Throwing some buybacks around. Watson is actually low enough that maybe they can go for the kill. Got off another round of refraction. That's nasty. He's nullified. Mahler, he's trying his best, but he needs the help of Skeeter, and Skeeter's fighting it out with Quinn right now. It's just not going to work for them. GG is called. Throne explodes, and Gaming Gladiators even the series 1-1 with Falcons.
A classic game from them, honestly. This is a game and lineup we could have seen 2 years ago when they were winning everything. This is signature heroes across the board, pretty much. Really nice team gameplay. Tofu setting up plays around the map. I think this is when they look the most similar to Liquid, who is the team that I think has the most similar play style.
Yeah.
Like very fast early game, a nice little lane wins, not total domination, but good enough that you can farm up efficiently in the jungle, get your key core items, and then your forward position is dictating pickoffs around the map. Very similar to what Box, this like big aura team fighter in the off lane that just joins everything at 25-35 minute mark, where a lot of these teams are either too slow prepared for it, and you just get run over with that aura timing. So got to look out for this kind of strategy.
It kind of feels like Liquid's doing pretty well. Gaming Gladiators seeming back in shape. They matched up against each other in upper bracket final recently. Maybe we're going to see another year-end tournament where Liquid and Gaming Gladiators are the 2 teams on top, but there's still ways to go for that. We still have an elimination phase to get to. And some tiebreakers, Sheever.
Well, I don't know about that, have, because I feel like be tiebreakers either. But we'll get to that. The game's still going on. Definitely check that out. But we're gonna check this game out. This was, I know Quinn didn't die a single time, but I want to focus on top of the net worth the majority of the game. I know Watson caught up Division 1 players, they'll do things, but it's Ace. Ace is the standout, Jenkins.
I think so. 8.4k hero damage. He did less damage than his silencer, but a perfect Underlord game nonetheless. Like, that's what the hero does. Like, we were talking about it, right? And you're like, what's the build on Medusa versus this? Because if you go for the regular build, you're doing physical damage, small instances of physical damage. Well, Underlord really likes buying your Crimson Guard. If you go for the Ags build and you're going Mjolnir, it's small instances of magical damage, and he's building a pipe already. And then reducing your base damage more than you're already reducing it with Split Shot. It felt like the perfect pick in the hands of probably the best Underlord player in the world. Like, and he played it exceptionally this game as well. Like, he was always in the right area of the map. Even when he would get picked off, he would use his ult to, like, bring his team to them.
What?
I was waiting for the camera to come back. But it was S-tier gameplay for Mace. Like,
him, like they did pick this Void Spirit on 18, and they set him up for the success. I think we already said that there aren't really that many heroes in the pool that can counter this spot from the mid lane. They found one. They found one of the old school one. It's one of Quinn's favorite heroes. And also, he did pop off completely. Like, we saw them in the first game with a little bit of a standoff there for almost a full minute. And then again, in the second game, like, he was so ready. He kind of completely dominated that matchup and didn't die a single time. Like, this Aghanim Scepter timing plus the Mantis style that he got relatively early on was very, very difficult for Falcons to deal.
all nullified.
I mean, the Ags makes the matchup more niche about it against Lash. I think that's like the only one you consider it in.
I talk to them after this. So thank you for joining me for the interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Quinn and Purge. I don't think Purge is going to talk to them. Actually, I think they're done for the day. So.
And then talk to tell them they need to be quiet.
And then they will be.
I think so.
Yeah. I will say, though, while this was going on, we had a little bit of an update as well. It did turn out to be BB team that won Game 2 versus Execration, and that means Group B does not have any ties, just like Group A. So your evening entertainment should be the opening ceremony, which, by the way, you can watch on co-streamers. Arteezy and Gork are your Dota 2 co-streamers for that one. So make sure you check that out. But we're going to continue on here talking about how Gaimin won this game, because I think there's two parts to it. Obviously, Gaimin did very well. We saw in Game 1, Falcons made a little bit of a comeback, or rather, I want to say we saw Falcons play the way we want them to play, and we expect them to be able to play every time. Why did they fall flat this time? Was it just the overall last pick on the Lord? It can't just...
Malrine got shut down in the mid lane. He is your playmaker. Like, two supports, they need somebody to play Dota with. He also didn't have too good of a time on a Beastmaster. Medusa, you're basically playing 4v5 until this hero is ready to join with 2 items. So kind of a difficult one for them. If you shut down the playmaker, I think they realized, and Quinn talked about it in an interview, that they were camping both of the water runes, which kind of sealed the deal. He was already having a good time, but picking up the water rune 6-8 minutes in kind of changes the matchup even more, and suddenly you don't have enough damage. Like, you just can't kill the heroes. Yeah, and then you want to try and catch up by maybe, I don't know, maybe because maybe you want to take some stacks in a triangle. Maybe, potentially. Yeah, I want to show like 2 clips real quickly to, point out some of the things that they did really well on side of the from Amar, even Crit. They're trying to figure something out, like how to come back into the game, but the trades that they're not getting are really not worth it. You're playing into the trap. Sure, you just have this sentry ward, but the trades that you're getting are really not worth it. And Quinn was so ready to come in, and also Mallet Like he did have it, and there's going to be a longer clip, I guess, that they're still doing here, and they're going to be going after getting that kill, going inside of the enemy triangle, and also stealing some of the stacks. And this is something that Watson is going to be doing one more time. Right now, they're doing way too many things on the map. Right, they're taking Roshan, and also Ace. He's ready with the TP if it's necessary. Amar is going to go for the Tofu one more time. Tofu's be like, yo, what up? I mean, you just did the same thing. Now with Aghanim Scepter on this Ace, he's going to be ready to join in, and he's also going to be ready to go into the trying to farm from where Medusa wants to farm.
I think next to Liquid, Gaimin is one of the most impressive teams to watch when they have like 5-manning. It's like it's more complicated than that, right? It's like they have this fight bot, and you see what happens. Quinn immediately fight for the double damage rune, right? This is the next objective in his head in terms of just an economic level for the whole map. And yes, he doesn't get it, but he gets coiled, right? This waste coil. Like, you have to commit coil, which is now like a minute and more. Like, you can now fight without the coil. And objective happening. Clearly, they're not being contested. And then some hero going immediately to something else, even if it's alone.
Yeah. I think overall, Gaimin is doing
would have to lose 0-2, and then P-Vision would have to win.
And they already
2-0.
face each other. Yeah.
But at the very least, in Group A and Group B, we have the two strong Eastern European teams.
Yeah.
Once again, I feel like for the latter half of this year, like tournament after tournament, we just keep saying like this is a damn strong region, and also Na'Vi is looking strong as well.
Yes, that was still a pretty close one that they played this morning. So there's still chances there. And to be fair, I think if I was in Navi's shoes, I would actually prefer to go to phase 2, because I feel like this is still a relatively, and I don't just mean young by age, but just a young team in terms of how long they've been together.
True.
And on the other side, their Spirit
Get the
has been
reps in,
together just get those extra games. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. And if anything, I think it's scary for Liquid that they might skip a phase, because when DPC was still a thing, every time Team Liquid would be seeded directly into the playoff bracket, which was the case if you were, I don't know, top something in DPC, they would bomb out.
Well, why are there so many wrong things with Team Liquid? Like, they don't like the group stages. They bond.
They
like,
like the
don't
group
play.
stage this time.
This time, yes, but usually, like Dream Leagues, they don't play well during the group stages. Then you have like during the DPC where they're seeded immediately and they don't play well. But somehow this team still manages to get a lot of dubs.
They get a lot of W's.
They have curses. I feel like curses just follow Insania. You know, the Holy Locket incident. You have the gyrocopter incident. Like, the guy is just cursed, but he's still so good. Like, the team is still so good that they break the curse and often win. It's never easy for them.
No.
Like, that's what's wrong with this group stage so far for them, is that it's looked easy so far. I'm waiting for the challenge for Liquid, because usually it's hard for them and then they just win.
Yeah, which is why I'm spooked, because normally when it's hard, they win. But this time it's seemingly looking to be fairly smooth in their group. We will see if tomorrow is just as smooth for them, because today was all about Group A and Group B. Tomorrow will be all about Group C and D, and then obviously after that, the potential tiebreakers that we did not have today. But for evening entertainment, you're covered anyway with the opening ceremony. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy that opening ceremony. And we'll see you again bright and early tomorrow for more Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup.